Hey, welcome everybody. We obviously aren't out in the garage today. We're not doing much out there. It's kind of pouring down, raining, so there's nothing really we can do out there, especially with just the Camaro sitting there. We got a couple little updates on the Camaro, so we don't have to worry about um, you know little small things going wrong. Did a little changes, some preventative maintenance and stuff on it. That way, it's ready to go when the DMV actually opens up, and we can get back to driving. So unfortunately, that thing has to sit in the garage for a little bit. That's just so we can follow local laws and all that jazz. But I did want to bring an update video for everybody today. We've been kind of sitting idle. Theo up at Redmond Fabrication in Charlottesville, PA is doing his thing. He's doing lots of work, lots of nice, beautiful, sexy work on the dart, and I can't wait to get it back from him. He's got the cage wrapped up now, mini tub and stuff is wrapped up. That stuff's all knocked out. He'll be moving on to the anti-roll bar, wishbone, resetting the ring and pinion on the rear end, and getting just all the rest of the bottom stuff done. Can't wait to get it back, man. I'm excited. Only a few weeks away, and then he's also got to do the cold side fab for all the piping and everything for the new air to water setup. Get that in there. He's got the exhaust still to do. We are going to keep the turbos up around the fenders, um, and then run the exhaust out the back. Since all the no preps that I see keep having rules stating that you have to have exhaust run out the back, otherwise you can't compete. So, but we are going to keep the fender dumps on the dart, but we're going to have electronic cutoff valves installed on there so we can dump it out whenever we want to be, nice and loud. Other than that, I think that's pretty much all I've got left to do. We are going to run a bigger double pass radiator this time around. We're going to get rid of that little single one in there because once he puts those turbos out a little bit wider, we'll have a little bit more room to run a bigger radiator. And we want as much coolant as we can get in that thing, especially when you're driving around on the street and do something like drag week or a power tour or something with it, which is the ultimate goal to do that since it is a street car. So we are going to do those kind of things in it. Well, well, we are going to be doing some racing too. So I got a hold of Speed Shark Graphics today and ordered a set of window decals so I can quit writing, all my stuff on the side of the car with a white marker. So all that'll be done, and those will be hopefully out here in about a week or so. And actually got a new part here that didn't go to Theo up at Red Fab where everything else has been going lately. As I've stated a couple of times, we are going to run CO2 boost control and take the whole mix of that out of the waiting for it to do a boost out of the equation. So, but we did get this. We got the dome pressure sensor that we're going to use to wire up in the Holly. I got this from Larry up at Street Driven Performance. So we get to wire this bad boy up. That way we can control dome pressure, and we're going to run that through the Holly EFI. And that way we can have instant boost, and we can control it, bring in the power when we want to bring it in, take it out when we want to take it out. And this will help keep things solid so we can avoid spinning our wheels and losing traction every time we get into the throttle. But I'll be wiring that up when it comes back from Theo, as well as painting up the cage. We are going to do some of the carbon fiber protectors on the roll cage bars as well. And yeah, we'll get into the video. It's sorry for the the PowerPoint style presentation on the video, but there's not much I can do without having the car here with me. But I wanted to keep everybody up to date on what's going on, what has been going on. I could have done a lot better keeping the content update while I was doing all this stuff, but I was in a hurry trying to get things done so I could make it to the chassis shop on time, get the car done this year so we can make it out, later on this summer in the fall to make it to some events. Hopefully all this mess clears up with this whole Corona thing, and then streetcar takeover still happens up in Maryland, because that was the goal of where I wanted to take the car and make it kind of like its final debut, if you will, and show her to the world. But we'll see. I did hear about a small tire event down in North Carolina on July 25th, I believe. And if we can get it right before then and this whole mess clears up, we may end up at that event. So we'll see. But without further ado, we'll get into the video. Hope you guys like. If you like it, you want to follow it, subscribe, share with your friends, let them know. We appreciate it. Thanks. Hey everybody, just like I said in the video, we're going to do a chassis update video on the Dart. Kind of let you know what's been going on with it lately. what direction we're going, and when we can expect to have it back out. These are just a couple of pictures of the many stages that the Dart's gone through since I've owned it. That first one was way back when it was just a stock old granny cruiser. Still had the slant six in it back then. We're going to get things kicked off with all the chassis upgrades that are going on with the Dart during this build. Again, like it says right there, chassis engineering, stage 2 ladder bar kit. We got some single adjustables out back. Hopefully that doesn't limit us later on down the road, but we'll see. It is a full ladder bar setup. We got the quarter max wishbone and the quarter max and our roll bar on there. These QA1 coilovers going up front. This is part of the STR chassis fab. Front end kit is a full chromoly K-frame setup I got from Tori over at STR Fabrication. This alone probably dropped it. I weighed it and got pictures of it. Dropped about 100 pounds total off the front end of the car, and I got rid of the old school power steering and actually got to go to the rack and pinion now. So I have the clearance issues that I was having before, and it's a lot easier to work on the car now because I can reach a lot more things, and I can switch to a rear sump oil pan versus the center sump one that I had to custom make before to clear the stock K-frame. Here's a picture of it sitting in there. When I first got it installed, you can see the center sump pan just clears that aftermarket K-frame on the in there. But I wanted to switch over to a rear sump anyway. Luckily, I was able to find. I got the knockoff Summit rear sump pan. Here's a little video of it with the installed coilovers, the Hotchkiss upper control arms, and then the lowers and everything that Tori supplies with his kit all set up, and the stock calipers and the drill and slaughter rotors and stuff on there. Here you can kind of see, if you've been following along with the Dart, you can see what kind of massive improvements as far as space goes in there. This is me tearing down the motor, getting ready for the new built one, and gathering more parts and everything, switching over from the T3s to the T4s. Those are the new 2810 5s that are going on it while it's up there. Now we're shifting over to the engine build. This is all the Summit Pro parts, Summit Pro LS pistons, rods, all bearings and everything right there. Decided to go with a Chrysler Blue here, and I wanted to try my hand at Hydro Dip, so I got some of that, dipped it in there. It wasn't that hard, came out pretty good. Painted the Chrysler Blue. I thought it was kind of funny painting the Chevy motor blue. Through the Summit 8717 cam in there. It's their stage 4 turbo cam. Finished putting this together right in the driveway in front of the car. We did switch over from the motor mount setup to a motor plate, so you're getting ready to see that here in a second. But we did use all ARP hardware inside the motor. Everything's put together. No, didn't really spare any expenses on anything. I wanted it done right. This is where we trimmed. I trimmed the passenger side to match the driver's side. That way I could have more room. This is a billet timing chain, everything that went in there. BTR hardware on that instead of ARP. This is that knockoff pan I was telling you about. It's about $100 and some cheaper, but literally identical to the Holly setup. Comes with the pickup, all the baffle in the bottom. Comes with everything you need pretty much. And that was it, bolted up to the motor just to make sure everything clears. I did Hydro Dip the front timing cover as well. Never see the back, so I left that one alone. But my kids were nice enough to write their names on it. So we got it built, put back together, got everything on there, and then got the motor set in place and got her in there. You can see the fender wells are missing here. That was a new thing that I was gonna be going through this time. That's a new 165 amp alternator that I got because my old one kind of hit the bed that last track day that we had. This is kind of showing a lot more room, all the space I have now without the inner fender wells. You'll see later on what we plan on doing with those. That's the clearance now that I have the rear sump pan on there. Gobs of clearance. It doesn't hang down any lower like most Mopars do. Here you can kind of see just wide open spaces over there in the fender wells on both sides. We do plan on bringing the exhaust, the turbos over a little bit more into the fender wells here. They're just kind of mounted up just to kind of get an idea for space. But we are going to be bringing them over slightly towards the outer part of the fender wells just to make life easier when we run the exhaust out to the back and then the electronic cutouts for the dumps in the fender wells, because we are keeping that. That's most of the mechanical stuff that we upgraded. Here's the new hood we got from Glass Tech, one-off 6.5-inch Sunoco. We got made up for the Dart. We got that new Holland high ram and stuff on there, so I wanted to make sure we had plenty of clearance. Uh, so I ended up boarding that one up. This is when he showed up to the house. Really big, exciting day for us. I couldn't wait to get that thing on there. I wanted one for a while, and nobody made one, so I had to make me a one-off. And then I put some of those little push lock pins, hood pins in there, and it fit like a glove. And I can't wait to get this thing back on the car now that it's painted up red. When the car gets back from chassis, I think it's going to look awesome. Here's a little picture of the hood clearance I have now. I got a couple inches up above the high ram now, so even if I could possibly fit one of those air to waters up there, but I wasn't going to push my luck. Here's an idea. Here's a picture of what the hood looks like now, painted red. As if you haven't seen that in the other videos, this is what it looked like when I got it back from paint and put the hood pins back in it. Unfortunately, I got this back about 3 or 4 days after the car went to chassis, and this was when we dropped it off up there at the chassis shop up at Theo's Redmond Fabrication up in Sharpsville, Pennsylvania. We got the works going on underneath this thing. We got torque boxes from US Car Tool going in, helping strengthen things up. He got those thrown in there. That was the first thing he got tackled once the car got up there. There's a laundry list of stuff that he's going to be doing for me while the car is up there, and this whole thing is going to be revamped up underneath. So you got a whole brand new car down there. A lot stronger, a lot stiffer suspension. Should be able to handle whatever we're going to be throwing at it with this new motor. That's his Dart back there in the background. We're going to have similar setup to his. This is the floor pan. There was a big cancerous section right there in the floor pan that I wanted him to clear up. So I ordered up another aftermarket pan, and he got that thing thrown in there for me, so I don't have to worry about Fred Flintstone in that thing anymore. Then we moved on to the trunk, cut out the rear trunk well. Since we're not using the stock tank anymore, we're going with a fuel cell. So we got that part cut out, got it ready to go. You can see the battery mount back there. We're just going with a flat sheet there, and then we're going to put that 15-gallon cell in it. The subframe connectors, finally got those in there. Helped straighten things up quite a bit. Got those welded in. He will be doing a trans mount drive shaft loop for me as well while it's up there. That's going to be done later. These are the fender well tubs for the mini tub he made for me. He got those knocked out and then went to work. So it was a Chicago car, so it has lots of the undercoating mess underneath the bottom. So he had quite a bit of work getting all that mess out of the way, getting everything cut out. And as you can see, you got it done nice and clean. Lots of space in there, driver, and then this is the passenger side. And then he went to work, started tacking them in place, making sure everything fit in there nice. I said that he does great work up there. I can't argue with it at all. That little clear spot that open window right there was where I had a little cancerous spot on each side from where the seatbelt buckle went in. Both sides were ate up, so I had him fix and replace those while he had the car. You'll see a picture later with the little patch panel piece he put in there. But being that I'm keeping the back seat for the car so the kids can still ride with me and stuff when we drive around, he did re-weld those and reattach the seatbelt brackets in there. We just had to move them inboard a little bit so we could get the mini tub finished. You'll see what the finished product looked like there a little bit later. There you can see that little patch panel he put in. It was, again, ate up. As soon as I went to go grab it and pull on it, it basically pulled the thing through the seatbelt bracket. A few more pictures of the mini tubs tacked in place here on the inside. You can see that. And then we're going to shift over to the other side when we started welding them in. This doesn't show the seam sealer, everything, any of the final finishing touches, but this was before. This was the tire clearance we had before when we were running the old setup with the 26 by 10s. This is the tire clearance we have now with the mini tub. So we've gained about full 3 inches of wheel space in there, and I can't wait to get those 28-10-5s in there. There's just a little bit of the main hoop going in when he was getting started on the cage. A couple pictures here and there to kind of get an idea of what was going on. We are going to be keeping the seats in there. We are still going to be running the center console. Here you can see the front bars coming down. I did go around the dash rather than through it, just because the dash is basically mint, and I wasn't about to cut and drill and mess the dash up. That picture showed the sidebars, but there will be swing outs. give him my back and everything. I'm gonna keep swing outs and do the old man thing. Make it easier for me to get in and out of there, and that way I'm not ending up hurting myself or any issues like there. Especially with the wife and the kids climbing in and out. Here you can kind of see a front view of the cage bars, and then just a little picture side by side, driver side, passenger side, so you can kind of see where the cage bars come down. Here's a quick picture of the air to water intercooler setup we got from Frozen Boost. It's their 2,000 horsepower setup, ultimate drag kit with their upgraded Bosch pump. This is the where the cage comes down into the floor and then goes through the firewall. It's going to be the identical passenger side, driver side coming forward. We did tie it into the shock tower mounts on the driver side and passenger side, and it is going to be coming forward from there. I just don't have pictures of that right now because Theo's busy, working his butt off on that thing every night. You can see here the rear bars coming back down through the speaker openings tied into the back half of the car. Um, but that's pretty much the cage. The next couple pictures you're going to see kind of how it's laid out. We'll get a picture from the back window and then in the trunk, and then you'll get to see the roll bar. But I can't wait to get this thing back. I'm super excited and I'm itching to get back into this thing. I got about a month's worth of work left to as far as wiring things up, getting some new stuff done for the new CO2 boost control kit. I've got to wire up the bump box again, do some other things, and tie the boost controller into the Holley EFI and have that control my boost and run boost by gear and everything, so we can get a little bit more dialed in at the track. And then wire up a battery cutoff switch, things like that, so we can have everything ready to go when we get out to that first race. But yeah, just want to do a quick update video for you guys, let you kind of know. It's hard to do the video when I'm not standing there in front of the car, so I know. Sorry, apologize for the the slideshow presentation thing going on. But I just want to do a quick update. Hope you guys like it. Hope you guys are excited as I am to get the car back and get it rolling so we can get moving on this thing. All right. Thank you guys for your time. If you like, subscribe, share. Well, appreciate it. Thank you.